Okay, here we are today to do an overview video for the Rebelle Agent Bow. This is the first actual bow that Nerf's made. It's pretty neat. So we're going to be just taking a look at everything. To start with, let's go over what you get. Obviously, you get the bow itself. We pop this guy off. We have 3 arrows in the quiver, which, as you can see, has a clip on the back, which should go on your belt, or as you could see there, had it hooked onto the bow. We flip the bow over. Also, we have a little decoder thingy, which it's got a little keychain, keyring hook, or slots into the bow right there. For starters, let's also take a quick look at these Nerf arrows. So finally, instead of making big foam darts that sort of look like arrows and shooting them out of a bow that is really a plunger system in a big plastic shell designed to look like a bow, this is actually a bow and actually arrows that work like a real bow and arrows. So the shaft is plastic. The head is made out of a hard foam, kind of like the Vortex disc foam, and then rubbery kind of material, which very similar to a dart head in construction. Very reminiscent of actually a mega dart. It's the closest comparison I can make. Got little foam feathers or whatever, and then the part back here which you knock onto the string to fire it, but okay. Shifting over to the bow itself. For starters, when you buy the bow, in the package it is not pre-assembled because they don't want the tension on the string. So the top arm is disconnected and you have to hook that on yourself. And how you do that is there's a peg coming up out of the body of the bow, and you hook this down onto it. It snaps on, and then as I flip it over to this side, this screw right here is undone. And it's actually in the instructions, you need a screwdriver to assemble this. You screw that screw in after you have the arm on there to lock it into place permanently. And that way you don't have to worry about it coming back apart again under the strain of the elastic here. And the string itself is very similar to if you've got a Zing bow or any experience with Zing bows, seen a review of them. It's pretty much the same material as the Zing bows use. I don't know exactly, but it's a rubbery kind of elastic deal there. Well, I've got it flipped around this way. I'll show you. What you do is you put 2 AAAs into the handle. There's a battery compartment right here. And then you've got this little screen when I hit the trigger. Don't know how well it's showing up on the camera, but you've got a built-in red dot sight on this bow, so that's handy for aiming. If I flip it around, you can see you got the trigger right there for activating the red dot. But okay, so how the bow itself works is, as you would expect a bow to. I'm going to hold it this way so you can see best. We grab one of our arrows, and it fits, the tip fits right in there. It's a pretty close fit, so you'd really want to practice up if you want to do it quickly without thinking about it. But then you would knock the arrow and then pull back. And now for demonstration purposes, I'm not going to have it knocked on the string just so I can show you this better, but as you would pull the arrow back, that's as far as you can draw the arrow back. It's not like a Zing bow in that as strong. With a Zing bow, however strong you are is how far back you can draw the bow to get a farther shot. With the Agent bow here, it does limit you to this far because, as you can see, the body of the bow is built to catch onto the tip, so you can only draw it this far back, and I'm sure Hasbro was thinking of that as kind of a bit of a safety feature. Keep things very secure because that's not going anywhere. These arrows that are printed here on the back of the shell are to show you where to line up the arrow as you draw it back, and it is very important to draw the arrow straight back when firing this blaster, because if you're off to the side whatsoever when you release the arrow, instead of flying straight out and going where you want it to go, it'll smack into the side, destabilize the arrow, and the arrow won't go anywhere at all. So you definitely want to keep an eye out for that. So there you have it. Oh, yeah, and just because this is part of the new Secrets and Spies subline, before I forget what this decoder is for, is you've got the little designs on the arrows. There's a hidden message there, and you hold the decoder over the arrow and it reveals the message. It probably isn't showing up too well on camera, and that's because it doesn't show up too well in person either, but is what it is. So, okay, there you have it, the Rebelle Agent Bow. Make sure to, if you want to know, that's got you all interested in, oh man, but how well does it work? Make sure to check out the range test video on the channel, because definitely taking this out and put through its paces. The box says 85 feet, but if you want to know how well it actually does in practice, you'll have to check out the range test video. So there you have it. As always, thanks for watching.